Good morning, students. So from today we are going to start unit 3, that is calculus 2, and in this particular unit we are going to start with the topic integration. Now integration is basically the inverse process of differentiation. If I say that suppose ddx of some particular function f of x is gives the result to you some another function gx, then the integration of this gx function will give you this fx in respective of their signs. That is integration denoted by this symbol. Integration of a function of this function gx with respect to dx we always remember that we always differentiate a function with respect to x, so we will write in this way d by dx. So whenever we integrate a function with respect to x, so we will write in this way integration gx with respect to x, means we will write here the operator as dx. So I'm saying that if we differentiate a function f of x, you will get a result g of x. So integration is an inverse process of differentiation. So by that means if you integrate gx, you will get f of x, and there will be a sign adjustment, but in gist if I say integration is an inverse process of differentiation. So this is a small introduction to a topic integration. Now first of all we will see what are the formulas you have to study in this topic of integration. So the first thing, that the formulas. Okay, so the formula number 1, integration x to the power n dx. See, in the differentiation topic also you have studied ddx of x to the power n. Similarly here also we are going to study integration x to the power n dx. So the formula is like that: x to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. Now this one is the formula that of x to the power n integration part. The formula is x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1, and this plus c is mandatory whenever you are solving the integration. One thing I forgot to saying, that integration is of two types. We will deal with integration of two types. One is indefinite integrals, another one is definite. So here what we are doing, these all are comes in the category of indefinite integrals, and for the definite integrals you will find the limits. That means whenever the definite integral will come, I will discuss that topic then. So for the timing, just remember that now we are dealing with the indefinite integrals. An indefinite integral, there is a, after integrating you will get a integrating constant, that is c. So now come to this top formula. Formula number 1, integration over x to the power n dx equals to x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. This is the formula. Up to this is the formula. Now plus c is where c is your integrating constant. You have to remember this, and you have to write this integrating constant in every step whenever you are solving the integration, and after writing the final result you have to mention by that writing plus c, where c is a integrating constant. Clear? Number 2, and one thing more for this formula, that here for this particular formula, remember that always here the value of n cannot be equals to minus 1. Here the value of n cannot be equals to minus 1, because why? suppose the value of n is equals to -1. So if you put here -1 in place of n, just put here -1. So what you will get? -1 plus 1, that is 0. And we always know that if something is divided by 0, that is infinity. So for ignoring that thing, we have supposed that n will be never equals to -1. Clear? For -1 there is a separate formula I will give to you. -1 means x to the power -1. If n is your -1, so here the formula will be x to the power -1, and x to the power -1 is 1 by x, and there is a separate formula for 1 by x. We will write that formula, just wait. So now another next thing, integration over dx. Remember that if there is nothing, just simply dx, so the answer is only x. What is here? If nothing is there, so we can write 1. 1 integration is, just remember that 1 integration is x. Can you tell me what is the ddx of x? We all know 1. So as I say, integration is the inverse process of differentiation. So integration of 1 dx will be x by the formula number 2. So you can see that integration is inverse process. The result of differentiation is the result of integration. Okay, so just remember that one thing, integration over dx is your x, plus always you have to write c, where c is your integrating constant. Okay, now the formula number 3, this formula, integration over 1 by x dx. Integration over 1 by x dx. See, if the n value is -1, I have said earlier, if n value is -1, that is 1 by x. So we got the integration of 1 by x. And integration over 1 by x with respect to x, that is dx. Integration of 1 by x dx, the formula is log x plus c. What is the ddx of log x? We all know 1 by x, and as integration is an inverse process, so integration over 1 by x dx is inverse. That means whatever will be here, that will becomes here. Clear? Formula number 3. Formula number 4, integration over e to the power mx dx. E to the power mx dx, the formula will be e to the power mx divided by m plus c. Okay, and the last formula number 5, integration over a to the power x dx, and that is equals to a to the power x by log a plus c. So these are the 5 basic formulas for your integration chapter. Only this formula are in your syllabus. So regarding these 5 formulas, we will solve some questions, we will learn some particular methods, that is method of substitution, integration by parts. So this thing. So let us start today with some basic questions from this chapter of integration. Some simple and basic questions using these formulas. Okay. Okay, so question number 1 is one of the easiest question. Integration. See how to write the integration. Okay, try this first of all. Okay, integration over 2x to the power minus 3 plus x to the power 4 dx. So same rules of differentiation, that in terms of addition, we will separately integrate them. So that is, first of all, integrating first term 2x to the power minus 3 with respect to dx, plus we can integrate separately, same like as differentiation, so integration over x to the power 4 dx. Okay, now again same logic, if the constant here 2 is a constant, so we can take constant out of the integration, that is 2 comes out of the integration, minus 3 dx plus x to the power 4 dx. Now what was the formula for x to the power n dx? Is x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So we will use that here. X to the power, what is the n here? Minus 3. So minus 3 plus 1 divided by minus 3 plus 1 in the bracket. Okay, plus x to the power 4 plus 1, 4 plus 1 plus c. Now you will think that there are two integrations, so you can write c two times, like c plus c. So no need of that. Just simply remember that after solving the integration question, you will write at the end plus c. Okay, so now literally, just whenever your integration terms removed, you have used their respective formulas in that particular step, write plus c, and from that keep writing plus c for each and every steps till the answer comes. So x to the power minus 3 plus 1, that is minus 2 divided by minus 2, plus x to the power 4 plus 1, 5 plus c. Now 2 and 2 cancel, so minus x to the power minus 2 plus x to the power 5 by 5 plus c. Answer. Clear? So two things from this particular question is that you can integrate any function separately term by term, number one. Number two, the constant comes out of the integration, same like as a differentiation. And number three, the most important, whenever you have used the integration formula, from that step keep writing your c for each of the steps till the answer comes. Clear? Okay, so now let us proceed to the question number 2. These are just basic questions. Question number 2. Okay, so the question number 2, you can see the integration over x root x minus 4 root over x plus 5 divided by root over x dx. So again let us separate them. Integration over x root x dx minus integration over 4 root over x dx plus integration over 5 root over x dx. Okay, now x into root x, if you add their powers, x power is 1, root x power means x power is half, and they are in the form of multiplication. So we know that in multiplication, if your bases are same, then powers are added. So by all this we can write x to the power 3 by 2, 1, and here x power is half, 1 plus half, that is 3 by 2. 4 is a constant, taking constant out of the integration, and root over x means x to the power half dx, plus 5 is a constant, 5 come out of the integration. Now here see what remains in the integration part, 1 by root x. I am writing here only 1 by root over x, right, after taking 5 out of the integration. Now root x means the power of x is half. Okay, now if we take this x to the power half term from denominator to numerator, we know that the power becomes minus. So at last we can write. Clear? Now simply using the formula x to the power n, that is formula number 1, x to the power 3 by 2 plus 1 by 3 by 2 plus 1 minus 4 x to the power half plus 1 by half plus 1 plus 5 x to the power minus half plus 1 by minus half plus 1 and at last plus c. Okay, 3 by 2 plus 1, that is 5 by 2 and 5 by 2, minus 4 into half plus 1, that is 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2, plus 5 minus half plus 1, that is half divided by half, plus c. Now is dividing by 5 by 2. Now is if you convert this dividing 5 by 2 in the term of multiplication, then this 5 by 2 will reciprocal, that is 2 by 5. I am saying that, suppose what is here, rough part, x to the power 5 by 2, you have x to the power 5 by 2 is divided by 5 by 2, right? Now I have to convert this division into multiplication. So what will come? This will reciprocal, that is 2 by 5. Okay, simple. So I will write that only. So it will reciprocal, that is 2 by 5 x to the power 5 by 2 minus, now this is reciprocal, that means 2 by 3, and there is a 4 into 2, that is 8 by 3 x to the power 3 by 2. This will reciprocal, that is half will reciprocal in 2 by 1. 2 by 1 means 2, and 2 into 5, 10 x to the power half plus c. You have to mention that where c is your integrating constant. Okay, you have to remember, mention this. So this is question number 2. Now question number 3, integration x plus 2 whole square divided by root x into dx. So first of all, the first thing is that we will simplify. Now how to simplify? First of all, in the numerator part we can see that there is a whole square, so we are going to use the whole square formula. Then we will divide it and then we will integrate. So first of all, a plus b whole square, there is x square plus 2ab, that is 4x plus 4 divided by root x. Okay, so now let us try to separate this term, that is x square divided by root x, 4x divided by root x plus 4 divided by root x. Okay, now x square by root x. Now see, root x means we know that the power is x square by root x. We know that root x means the power of x is half. Now this term from denominator, if it goes to numerator, that is x to the power into x to the power minus half, right? Now in multiplication, base are same, so powers are added, that is x to the power 2 minus half, that is x to the power 3 by 2. Clear? So instead of x square by root over x, just simplifying, we get x to the power 3 by 2. So we will write that term here, plus for this one x by root over x, that is x by x to the power half, that is x into x to the power minus half. This x means this is a power 1, base same, powers add, that is 1 minus half, and finally half. So x to the power 4 into x to the power half and for this one there is nothing but 4 and 1 by root x, and 1 by root x can be written as x to the power minus half dx. 1 by root x means x to the power half, and if this term goes to numerator, x to the power minus half. This is for the last one. Clear the calculation part? I just do the rough calculation to explain you from where this terms comes. Okay, now I will simply integrate them. So now using the now let us separate them. There is integration over x to the power 3 by 2 dx plus 4 is a constant, we can take 4 out of the integration, x to the power half dx plus 4 integration over x to the power minus half dx. Now x to the power 3 by 2, that is x to the power 3 by 2 by using the formula plus 1 by 3 by 2 plus 1 plus 4 x to the power half plus 1 by half plus 1 plus 4 x to the power minus half plus 1 by minus half plus 1 plus c. Okay, now simplifying, 3 by 2 plus 1, that is 5 by 2 divided by 5 by 2. For the next one, half plus 1, that is 3 by 2. Divided by 3 by 2. Now minus half plus 1, that is half. Half by half plus c. Okay, now 5 by 2 in division, we will convert into multiplication. So by that it becomes 2 by 5 x to the power 5 by 2. Next here 3 by 2 is in division, if you convert in multiplication it becomes 2 by 3. Now 2 here and 4, 2 into 4, 8 by 3 x to the power 3 by 2 plus half. Now converting half into multiplication, that is 2 by 1, and 2 by 1 is 2, 2 into 4, that is 8 x to the power half plus 1, and you have to always write where c is your integrating constant. Okay, see, one thing I want to tell, that in this question the question was like that, x plus 2 whole square divided by root x. See here the dividing by only a single function, a single term function, root x. So for that we can simply separate them. It is possible for that, as because this root x is a single term, and that for that the calculation is also a little bit easy. The thing is that suppose with root x it comes plus 1, root x plus 1, then it is won't easy to divide and calculate in this way. So the next question is like that only. Whenever in the denominator you will find an equation type thing, so then how to solve? It is not mandatory that always your denominator will be a single term function. There can be an equation also in your denominator part. So for that, how to solve that types of integration? So let us proceed to question number 4. Now question number 4, integration over 2x square minus 14x plus 24 divided by x minus 3 dx. Okay, now here we can see that in the denominator there is not a single term function, there is an equation type, a linear equation x minus 3. So what we'll do, first of all we will factorize your numerator. factorizing the numerator means, so factorizing the numerator means middle term. So see, here in the numerator we have to factorize, that means we have to find the middle terms, and after that we can simply see that x minus 3 will be cancelled. If you remember this, that in the chapter of limit we have done this type of similar questions. So first of all, 2 is a common, so let us take 2 common and take the out of the integration. If we take in 2 common, so that means here x square, 14 divided by 2, that is 7x, 24 divided by 2, that is 12, and divided by x minus 3 dx. So we have taken 2 as a common. Now in the numerator, x square minus 7x plus 12. Now this is your task, you have to middle term this thing, and after doing the middle term, what you will get, I am just writing that directly. X minus 3 into x minus 4. We have done middle term multiple times, so now I will not tell you how to middle term. So you will just do the middle term here and just write the x minus 3 divided by x minus 3. Now see what are the terms cancelling here. We can see that after doing the middle term we got this thing, and from here we can see that x minus 3 and x minus 3 are the cancelling term. So finally what get, 2 into integration over x minus 4 dx. So now here we can integrate, so that means 2 integration over x dx minus, there is a, let us give a bracket here, okay, because 2 is out of the integration, let us give the bracket here, and integration over 4 dx. Now 4 is a constant, so we can take constant out of the integration. So 4 into integration over dx. Okay, so then 2, now integration over x. X means what is the power? 1. So then using that formula, 1 plus 1 by 1 plus 1. X power is here 1, that means n is here 1. So 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1, and there is a, this calculation is in the bracket, minus 4. Now integration over dx, using formula number 2, we can simply say that x plus c. Clear? So that finally x square by square minus 4x plus c. You can multiply also, that means after multiplying you will get 2 to cancel for x square, and here 8x plus c, where c is an integrating constant. Clear? So whenever you will find that your denominator is not a single term function, it is a linear equation type, so try in that question, try to factorize your numerator by using middle terms or by any other process. Try to factorize that. Okay, so now let us proceed to the question number 5. Question number 5. Question number 5 is that integration over e to the power 5x plus e to the power 3x by e to the power 4x. So first of all we will separate this, because the denominator is a single term function, so we can separate it by division. So e to the power 5x divided by e to the power 4x plus e to the power 3x to the power 4x. Now e to the power 5x by e to the power 4x. See, e to the power 5x. Now we know that if we take any term from denominator, if it goes to numerator, the power becomes minus. Multiplication, base same, powers add, that is 5x minus 4x, that is simply x. 5 minus 4 is 1. So instead of this term we are going to write integration over e to the power x plus, now for this one, e to the power 3x by e to the power 4x. that is e to the power 3x into e to the power minus 4x, that is 3x minus 4x, 3 minus 4 minus 1 minus x. Okay, so here we are going to write e to the power minus x dx. Now separating and integrating them, integration over e to the power x dx plus e to the integration e to the power minus x dx. Now what was the formula? Integration over e to the power mx dx is your e to the power mx by m plus c. Let us see, just this was the formula. So here the m's will come in terms of division. Now for the first one, what is the m here? See, e to the power x, e to the power mx. So here we can see that m is here 1, because e to the power x can be written as e to the power 1 into x, we can write. So 1 is here the m. So by using the formula e to the power x divided by 1, so just simply writing e to the power x plus, now for this one, e to the power minus x can be written as e to the power minus 1 into x. So what is the m here? The m is here minus 1. So using this formula, integration of e to the power minus x is minus x divided by m. What is the m here? Minus 1 plus c. Again I am saying e to the power integration over e to the power minus x. Here your m is minus 1. Here your e to the power minus x can be written as e to the power minus 1 into x. So the m is here minus 1. So what we'll get after integrating? See, after integration, whatever the term is here, same ditto the term is in the numerator. So no change in numerator. You can see that whatever the term you are integrating, the same term is in the numerator. Just you have to divide it by m. So similarly here, whatever the term I am integrating, I am just writing the same term, e to the power minus x, just dividing by m. So what was the m in this case? The m was minus 1. So just dividing by minus 1. Same for this one. Whatever the term is here, I am just writing that term here, dividing by m. So in this particular case, what was the m? M was 1, and dividing by 1 is the same thing. So finally your answer is x plus minus minus to the power minus x plus c, where c is your integrating constant. Okay, clear? Now next question. Question number 6. Integration over e to the power 3x plus e to the power 5x divided by e to the power 3x plus e to the power minus 5x. Confused? No need to be confused. A very simple question. Just a small adjustment will lead to the answer. Here 3x and 5x. So from here we will do a small adjustment in the numerator. Now see how to adjustment. From the numerator, take common e to the power 4x. Now you will say why 4x? Simple, the average of 3 and 5. 3 and 5 average is no, not the average. Simply you can remember in this particular way that average of 3 and 5, but it won't work for every question. So that's why I say no. For there you can remember this step, that if you take e to the power 4x as common, so it will simple to solve. See, for solving indefinite integrals, there is not a fixed method, there is not a fixed steps. You can solve in different way. And one thing important, in your indefinite integrals, your answer may vary with your textbook, with your fellow friend, because if you change your method of solving, if you change your technique of solving, your answer will definitely will vary. But no one is wrong, both answers are correct. That's why here we are using plus c. We are c integrating constant, that constant will balance everything. So remember one thing, in case of indefinite integrals, your solving procedure can be different, your steps can be different, and even your answer may also different. So no need to stress or taking any tension regarding your getting different answers. In indefinite integrals it has the possibilities. Clear? So the solving and integration, there are some multiple process, some multiple methods, and you can follow any one of them. So here this question is only solved by this particular method. If I say then it is wrong, it can be solved by some others method also, some other different techniques also, that also you, if you can do that. Okay, so first of all for this we will take e to the power 4x, that is the average of 3 and 5. Now taking common means dividing each term by that particular factor. This is a meaning of a common. Suppose I am saying 4 plus 14, and from here if I take 2 as a common, that means I am dividing each term by 2. That is, if you divide 4 by 2 we will get 2, and 14 by 2 7. So see, taking common means dividing by that term. Clear? So here e to the power 4x, if you take common, that means dividing each term by 4x, that is 3x by 4x, 5x by 4x. Got it? And the denominator will remain unchanged, e to the power, and the denominator will remain as like it is. Clear? Taking common means dividing each term by that factor. Now integration over e to the power 4x. Now question number 5, if you follow the question number 5, we have done e to the power 3x by e to the power 4x. We have simplified this. So by that simplification we will get here e to the power minus x plus e to the power 5x by e to the power 4x. We also have done this simplification, and from here we have get e to the power x, and denominator e to the power x, e to the power minus x. Can you see some common terms here? E to the power minus x plus e to the power x, e to the power x plus e to the power minus x. These two are same, so we can cancel. So we can cancel this. So after cancelling we will get here integration of e to the power 4x dx. Now by using the formula of e to the power mx, we will get, just remember that whatever the function here we will simply write here and divide it by m. What was the m here? 4. So divided by 4 plus c, where c is a integrating constant. Clear? Okay, so then now the last question. This question is for just a hint for your homework question. Follow the last question carefully. Question number 7, integration over e to the power m log x. Now whenever you will see that e to the power log, that means there is a chance of simplification. Now what is a simplification? I tell you, there is a formula e to the power log. If I say x, this is nothing but your x. They said that whenever e to the power log, that are cancelling and gives whatever the terms here as a result, and this only happens whenever your log is base with e. That means this formula in a simplification way, e to the power log, and if this log is with base e and there is an x, suppose a function, so the rule, according to the rule, e and log will cancel and gives you that particular function as a result, but only whenever the base is e. And here in the integration as well as in the differentiation, whatever the log we are dealing with, that all the logs are with base e, that is the standard base. Okay, so that's why we are not writing here any base, because we are dealing with the standard base. So here also the base is e only. That means in integration, writing this thing or writing this thing, both are same, because here in the chapter of integration as well as in the chapter of differentiation, we are dealing with base e. So on and all, what we have to say, log e to the power log x, suppose that, so it will cancel, and whatever the function it will gives here as a x. Now what will help here? See, I'm saying what was the property of a log? Log a to the power b can be written as power comes in front, b log of a, right? So if we use this formula in a reverse manner, that is something is in front of log, so we can take that term at a power. Same here also, m is in front of log x, so we can take m as the power, that means log x to the power m by using that property. See, m is the power, power comes in front, just writing in a reverse way. Okay, then by using that property, that you will write here e to the power log of x is your nothing but x, whatever the function is directly come here x. So whatever here x to the power m, so we will directly write x to the power m, and e and log cancel, x to the power m dx. Now simply integrating them, x to the power m plus 1 by m plus 1 plus c. This is your answer. So whenever you will see that e to the power log, so you will directly know that there is a chance of simplification and you have to simplify it. Okay, so now some homeworks for you. Okay, so these are the 4 questions homework to you. Just note it down and try to solve these 4 questions. Okay, so for today this much only. So just for today we have just started with the integration chapter. We have just introduced some formulas and we have some simple questions by using that formulas. In the next class we will start integration by using the substitution method. Okay, so till then, thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.